Picks up the rise in the church where a wedding has been. Lives in a dream, waits at the window, wearing the face that she keeps in a jar by the door. Who is it for? All the lonely people, where do they all come from? All the lonely people, where do they all belong? Father Mackenzie, writing the words of a sermon that no one will hear. No one comes near. Look at him working, darning his socks in the night when there's nobody there. What does he care? All the lonely people, where do they all come from? All the lonely people, where do they all belong? Oh, look at all the lonely people. Oh, look at all the lonely people. Oh, look at all the lonely people. Look at all. Eleanor Rigby died in the church and was buried along with her name. Nobody came. Father Mackenzie wiping the dirt from his hands as he walks from the grave. No one was saved. Look at all the lonely. Oh. Oh, look at all the lonely people. Oh, look at all the lonely. Oh, look at all the lonely people. People. Oh, look at all the lonely. Look at all the lonely people. Welcome. Welcome to a very, very Eleanor Rigby, for fuck's sake, today. Let me tell you that I was trying to figure out what to do, where to go, what shall I do? Was it because I'd just seen The Father if you are a sensitive nature, if you are anxious, if you are stressed about being away from family and far from people you love, do not watch this fucking film. For fuck's sake. Although it is a work of art, it is glorious, it is incredible, it really is a tour de force, and Anthony Hopkins completely deserved to win that Oscar. And as was surely and right royally fucked up that whole. Don't even get me started on the Oscars, dear God. But anyway, but what it turns out is as being the fact, I can't even speak today because I don't know, maybe too many, maybe not enough coffees. 1966, April 28th, today in 1966, Eleanor Rigby was recorded in the very bowels of Abbey Road, Studio 2, somewhere I've recorded, somewhere I felt like I was in hallowed grounds. Anybody who's ever been there, anybody who's ever recorded there, you can't help it. You just, you know that you're in the of the Beatles. Now, it was enough to find out that was recorded on this day in 1966. And then I decided I'd read a little bit more because I do like, the etymology of where things come from, words, sayings, music, how these things come about as a writer myself. And I think we're all really interested in this stuff. So may I please let you know, may I please share with you where this song came from? I mean, all I can say is, Paul McCartney, you are, let's be honest, you're a fucking genius. I mean, truly. But so Eleanor Rigby, let me see, it was on Revolver, we know this. And what is incredible about it, I think, is how it broke sharply with popular music conventions. I mean, the fact was, this was a rock band. Who could have imagined that when one saw, Twist and Shout, A Hard Day's Night, all that kind of stuff, which we loved too, which was bloody marvellous. But who would ever have thought that these writers, that Lennon McCartney, and in this case McCartney, would have turned into something so evolved, so incredibly deep and meaningful that this was a huge hit, a number one. It's so dark. It's so sad. It is about post-war Britain and the loneliness of the elderly and of people who are alone and single and have been split off from their families. And it really is a remarkable growth, this growth spurt that you see in the Beatles and what the Revolver was. It's an extraordinary thing. Now, I do want to let you know that the original protagonist, the original name that he had chosen was not Eleanor Rigby, but Miss Daisy Hawkins. Doesn't ring, does it? Doesn't slip off the tongue. Ooh, Miss Daisy Hawkins. It doesn't do it for me. And seemingly, the singer-composer Donovan reported that he heard McCartney play it to him before it was finished with a completely different lyrics. And it was Daisy Hawkins picks up the rice in the church. I don't know why. I couldn't think, this said McCartney, couldn't think of another word, and so I put it away, another name, I put it away for the day. Then the name Father McCartney came to me, and then he realised, actually, that sounds too much like it's about my father. And so then comes, he said he went through the telephone book and he got the name Mackenzie. Other people believe that Father Mackenzie refers to Father Tommy Mackenzie, who was the compere at Norwich Memorial Hall. That's something that will only really strike, I've got to do actually the Liverpool accent now. Yes. Anyway, McCartney said he came up with the name Eleanor from actress Eleanor Bron, who, if you're a Brit and if you just love classy, incredible actresses, Eleanor Bron, a queen. The last thing that somebody, maybe Americans would have seen, is that she was Patsy's hideous man-eating mother and artiste and creative type in Absolutely Fabulous. She was the deplorable mother that dragged up Patsy. That's the last thing she did. A remarkable actress. And Rigby supposedly came from the name of a store in Bristol, Rigby and Evans. Wine and spirit shippers. You got to love that. McCartney's girlfriend at the time, Jane Asher, yes, sister of Peter Asher, absolutely. She recalled in her book, Happiest Days of Our Lives, that I just liked the sound of the name. I was looking for a name that sounded natural. Eleanor Rigby sounded natural. However, it has been pointed out, this is the bit that I love, this is the bit, that in the graveyard of St. Peter's Church in Liverpool, where John Lennon and Paul McCartney first met at the Walton Village Garden Fete on the afternoon of the 6th of July 1957, it contains the gravestone of an individual called Eleanor Rigby. Ooh, Eleanor Rigby. And it might have been a subconscious thing, you see, because close by there is scrawled on another graveside Father Mackenzie. And so McCartney has conceded it may have been subconsciously influenced by the name on the gravestone. The real Eleanor Rigby lived a lonely life similar to that with the woman in the song. This is just, I love all this stuff. I love it. I love it. I love it. So I love the fact that George Martin, when they were in Studio 2, he decided that he would record the octet of strings twice, or tried two different ways. One was with vibrato, one was absolutely flat vibrato. That means like the shake, and it ended up being absolutely that Baroque flat sound, which is so perfect. All staccato chords. He mic'd them really, really closely. And it turns out, according again to Jane Asher, McCartney was unbelievably influenced by Vivaldi, and he wanted these Vivaldi-sounding Baroque strings, you see, these flat strings. When I say flat, I mean no wiggle, no shake, no vibrato. And the other thing that just is like music to my ears is that George Martin, in his autobiography, what a great name, All You Need Is Ears, that's fucking great, basically said that in his mind, he was thinking of the arrangements of Bernard Herrmann, he who did all of Hitchcock's soundtracks. Remember Psycho, all that kind of stuff. You know, every single thing, Vertigo, all the things that you've heard. That's what he was thinking of with the string sound. It is absolutely remarkable. It was such... this song was such a departure, but such a revelation for its time. It did so many things that had previously not been done, whether it was the miking, the subject matter, the way that they made it into, even though McCartney was only recorded in mono, they brought him into the middle and made it sound like it was in stereo. It's a truly, truly remarkable undertaking, but mostly it is a song that I think we can all agree is a classic, is a song of genius. And it does that thing that is so important. It is so beautiful. It's so entertaining. It's an earworm. You can't get it out of your head. But it's about something that really counts and really matters. And that's just as good as it gets, I believe. Now, I wish I could have written an Eleanor Rigby in my life. The song that I wrote and about people who are out there alone and lonely and lost out there. Is a song that I wrote. It was the title track of Somebody's Child, and I can only say that it still relates. We haven't moved on. We haven't changed. There's still an extraordinary amount of lonely people out there, but now there's a lot of lonely people and lost people living out on the streets. So I'm going to take this thought, that beautiful moment of Eleanor Rigby. Thank you, Paul McCartney, for being such an inspiration to all singer-songwriters like me. This is my version of the loneliness. This is Somebody's Child. There's a girl on the street in a trash bag dress. There's a baby in her belly and milk in her breast. And I'm crossing the street 'cause she's acting so wild. But she used to be me, and she's somebody's child. Spare a little thought for the down and out, 'cause it's true. If the tables were turned, if the deal was different, it might be you. Look at that man, he lives in his car, 'cause a run of bad luck went and pushed him too far. And a woman who lives in a box out the back, when she started out, did her dreams include that? So spare a little thought to the down and out, 'cause it's true. If the tables were turned, if the deal was different, it might be you. So leave them on the streets if their families don't care. Got crow's feet to fill, we've got no cash to spare. Well, the food lines are endless, the shelters are full, and such are the things they don't teach you in school. down and out, 'cause it's true. If the tables were turned, if the deal was different, it might be you. There's a girl on the street in a trash bag dress. There's a baby in her belly and milk in her breast. And I'm crossing the street 'cause she's acting so wild. But she used to be me, and she's somebody's child. You know, she used to be me. You know, she used to be me. She used to be me, and she's somebody's child. Thank you so much, Matt Midland, giving me a little round of applause there. It's hard. It's just like, it's so sad when it's like, I love you, I love what you're doing. Then he goes, I love you, I love you. It's just two sad fucks here just applauding each other. But no, because I know you're there. I see you. I'm actually going to watch. Hang on, here we go. Susan Owen. Well, of course, my darling song. Yeah. Yeah, I'm getting the love now. I'm getting the love, which is kind of ballsy following McCartney. But you know what? That's the shit. It's the shit. It's the stuff that we grow up with, and the stuff that we know is really what it's all about. It's what it's all about to me. That's the inspiration, is to do something beautiful, but something that means something. And speaking of which, now look, there you all are. Joel, Melissa, Sue, Sue. Let's see, we got Kevin Almond, Mike Waddington, how great. Neil, oh darling, Waddington and Neil right there, right. Oh, and that's a nice, I do like the emoji from Kevin Almond. I don't know what that is, but it looks incredibly interesting. Emma Doubleday, get the cheese out, darling. Yes, Lady Judith, I love that. I do love that. It's so good. Oh, howdy there, Toby. Howdy, darling. Howdy, howdy indeed. I'm just going to pick up my Labrador mug here and have my swig of coffee. Yes. Now, you know, on the theme of lonely, I don't know how I managed to get into the lonelies here, but you know, that's really what this is all about. I was going to take a photograph, actually, Matt. I was going to take a photograph of this street, Sunset Avenue, which is down. If any of you know Venice and know California, down here in LA, but at the beach in Venice, there is this street, and I went to have last time I was there, I went to have a coffee. Let me just give you an example of why LA is so weird in this kind of levels of society. There's this marvelous cafe called Gigusta. You know that one, Gigusta? No, it's stunning. I mean, it is absolutely like the high-end bakery. Everybody's really hip and fantastic. You know, nobody would dream of wearing color. And me. And it's all very hip and marvelous. You could be in New York, but you're not. You're at the beach in Venice, and it's fucking great. But the street that leads up to it basically has a township. It has a homeless encampment of blue tents, and people who are previously, obviously, their houses was worth something. They're not anymore, but they're living there, and in front of them is a homeless encampment of the entire street, and with some portaloos, which is great, and some running water and stuff. But this place, Gigusta, which I love, is right at the end. It's right at the end. So when you're having your coffee and you're enjoying your, you know, $100 croissant, you're looking out and kind of going, oh, look, it's the homeless. Look, aren't they like that, isn't it? Doesn't it make you feel good the way we're all just like interacting? Not. And it's just so fucked up. It's so wrong on so many levels. But that would be the view, and it's so LA, so LA. But I think about that now when I sing that song. I mean, I wrote that song about New York and sing a homeless girl, pregnant homeless girl, on the snow-covered streets of New York. But this is our version here in the sun. You see, is like, oh look, we're helping, because when we leave, I'll give the end of my baguette to some poor suffering. Look, it's a lovely blue tent. Oh, don't touch me. So it's all that stuff. It's just really fucked up. But I'm going to continue with the loneliness theme, because there is this song. Now, you heard me sing it of the last few weeks live on the streets of New Orleans with the fabulous Pedro Segundo, who I hope is watching. I don't know if he is, but Pedro Segundo and Helen Gillet. But this is a song coming up on the Both Things Are True album, and it's another example of how a rock band could go from being, prog-tastically prog, and then suddenly come up with a song that is got so much depth, is so evolved emotionally, and it's so intelligent that you kind of go, what the fuck? So there's this song, and you'll know exactly the one. I'm going to do a solo version of it, so I really shine the light on the words. But it nails that thing that I've done, you've done, we all do. When you're hurt, when you've been hurt in any experience in life, sometimes you choose to never love, do that again, to not live, to not be with people, to not throw yourself back into life for fear that you will be hurt that way again. And it is too unbearable. And it's what leads to so much loneliness and so much of people hiding and keeping away and not joining in the thing that we all need so much. God knows it hasn't helped with COVID. But you know what I'm saying? Life is about feeling joy and pain, but a lot of us, and I've done this for sure, have tried to avoid ever being hurt by not living. It's crazy because it'll get you regardless, But this is the song, and of all things, it's a Yes song. And it is, yeah, it is. You know the one. Owner of a lonely heart. You don't want to chance it. You've been hurt before. Owner of a lonely heart, much better than an owner of a broken heart. Good God, that's deep. It is. I mean, Move yourself, you always live your life, never ever thinking of the future well. Prove yourself, you are the moves you make. Take your chances, win or lose, but you don't want to chance it. You've been hurt before. Owner of a lonely heart, owner of a lonely heart, owner of a lonely heart, better than an owner of a lonely, than a broken heart. Oh, hey, 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 hey. Oh, no, no, oh, no. Watching now the eagle in the sky, how he dances one and only well. You lose yourself, but for pity's sake, there's no reason to be lonely. Well, you don't want to chance it. You've been hurt before. Owner of a lonely heart, owner of a lonely heart, owner of a lonely heart, better than an owner of a broken heart. Look before you leave. It's better to look before you leave. Oh. Hey, and no, of a broken heart. Yeah. I just love it. I just love songs that just get in deep. It's like massage when somebody goes, what kind of pressure do you want? Oh, just the one that doesn't, I can't feel it. That's the one I want. I want it deep. I want it hard. I want it painful. It's massage I'm talking about still. And I want it to make a difference. And that's how I feel about songs and music. And that's just stunning. I mean, but of all things, yes, we've gone from Beatles, we've gone through me, we've gone to Yes, and ultimately it's about, the songmanship, but those lyrics. I'm so happy when people in all my interviews talk about hearing lyrics clearly in covers that I do. This means the most to me, and I'm so glad that that's the effect it's having. I'm so glad that it shines the light on them, because they really are. It's often, you're hearing the songs, you're hearing the melody, you're hearing the earworms, and then you don't hear the words. But man, the words and those are so great. So quick hello to everyone. We got a delicious from Toby. Vincent, wonderful. Thank you, Melissa. Yes. Oh, Eva, thank you so much. Thank you, my loves. I hope you're all doing okay and doing well and looking after yourselves. I hope you like the new background, because I thought it was time for you to see, I'm so bored with being like, look at the same bloody me, looking the white and a bit of flowerage. But look, here's the Judith Owen studio. Here's Chez Moi. So you can see it clearly. Who else have I got? David Epstein. Hello, darling. Kevin. Yay, Martina. Oh, it's so great. Oh, Venus and Mars. Oh, I should try that, shouldn't I? I should really, I should. Now, listen, I've got very good news. You knew this was coming, but yes, I am doing the interview with Sue Flood. Quick round of applause here. Thank you. Yes. I'm doing the interview. Yes, I am. You will be seeing Sue Flood and me talking about her life, her natural wildlife photography, her favorite stories, things that she's done, where she came from, David Attenborough, all of the above, all the way up to taking photographs of me for Ebb and Flow. God knows, the most dangerous animal, wild animal that she's ever worked with, let's be honest. So yes, Sue, you know it. Woo, Sue, there she is. Now, I got to tell you, any woman that can look hot-ish, she's like 40, 70 maybe below. I don't know what it was, Sue, but you'll tell us all about that photograph. Chris Graham, there he is. Yeah. It's going to be amazing. I cannot wait. So if you wanted to see two unbelievable wild animals, then do tune in on Sunday for a very, very, very Sue Flood, for fuck's sake. I'm really looking forward to that. And we're going to keep the interviews coming as well. There'll be another one with Leland Sklar, moving on from that one the week after. But there'll be more surprise guests coming very soon. Until then, promise me you're going to get vaxxed. Promise me you're getting vaxxed and wearing the masks and keeping the distance and all those other good things. I hear there's another mutant in the south of London. Good God almighty. And that is, in fact, the Kentish mutation that has gone to India. Oh, shit. So what can I say? We got to be really, really fucking careful about this. Seriously. So until then, this has been a very, very Eleanor Rigby, for fuck's sake. I know it's a touch of the lowlies. Like I said, be very, very careful if you're thinking of watching The Father. It's a powerhouse. It's amazing, but you might have to eat 2 bars of chocolate like I did and then lie down afterwards and cry. Until I see you on Sunday, this has been me, your very, very no longer alone hostess, Judith Owen, saying a very, very Wednesday. For fuck's sake! Matt, give me a fuck's sake, please.
For fuck's sake!
Yeah. American. I love you guys. See you on Sunday. Here we go. Passing out and finishing out with this one. Not hardly passing out. You know what I mean. What was I going to say? Moving on. Here we go.